Hey guys, welcome to this video lesson about Sympathy by the Goo Goo Dolls. This is a basic chords and strums lesson, which means we might not play it exactly like what you hear in the song, but we'll be really close. We'll try to learn from the song as much as possible. What I've done is sort of categorized all the different rhythms that you'll see in this song by color. It just means, like the verse will be red, and when that strumming pattern comes back later in the song, you can just see like, oh, this is this again, that kind of thing. So you'll see D and U a lot. That just means down and up. That's almost all there is in strumming, down and up. But sometimes some of the downstrokes need to be louder than the other strums around it. So that's like a capital D in like size 40 font, like big font. Sometimes the ups need to be an upstroke will need to be accented, meaning louder than all the other strokes around it. So it'll be like a giant U surrounded by smaller letters. So that's how I'm showing accents in strumming, okay? The chords are going to be these sort of, like Taylor Swift chords where it's based on the key of G. Just where your third finger and your fourth finger stay on the B and E strings of the G chord. Of course, I'm on capo 1 here. So, a G chord would sound like that. The C chord in this song would just be to move your middle finger from the low E string of a G to the A string here, the 5th string. And you just keep the 3rd and 4th fingers down. So G to C. There's a G over B. That's just you take the pointer finger from the textbook G that everybody learns, and you really would just use the middle finger here to mute the low E string. So you get the B there on the 2nd fret with the pointer on the A string, and again, like these stay down there. So D sus4 is like a D chord just with your pinky down. Really, you just keep these 3rd and 4th fingers, these 2 fingers, you keep them down pretty much the whole time. And you just put your pointer on this 2nd fret on the G string note, and that's the D sus4 over A. What else? E minor 7. That's just a combination of, the 3rd and 4th finger down again, and E minor, E minor. We don't want that sound. We want this sound. All right. It's you just put your pointer and you're on the A string on the 2nd fret, and the middle finger underneath that on the D string 2nd fret. Another chord we'll use is the D sus4 slash F sharp. That's back to D sus4, except you put your thumb. That's an option. That's how I do it. I just put my thumb on the F sharp, which is this is an F sharp note, but it's the 2nd fret on the low E string. You can hear in the song a lot of the bass line walking down and up, that the E of E minor 7 going to the F sharp of D over F sharp, then the G of the G chord. You're gonna need a B minor chord in the bridge or the change part. The way that it would sound the best is to do this bar chord, but there are easier ways to do B minor. It won't sound quite as right, but like it'll sound like this. instead of just a beefier chord. But here's how to play the bar chord version of B minor. You would, you know, be careful with this, but you don't want to cause. It's hard to know how much pain is the right amount of pain when you are first getting into bar chords. So if this is your first bar chord ever, I would suggest you know, go and see a guitar teacher for a lesson or something, just to make sure your technique is right. I've injured myself playing too many bar chords with bad technique, and I know people who have as well. But I'll just explain it anyway as best as I can. But basically, you're just using the pointer finger as a capo, pretty much. You know, on the second fret from the capo. So like capo is 0, and then 1, then 2. So without the capo, that would be on the 3rd fret, but this is the 2nd fret for this song. So you just are basically, you want your pointer finger to be relatively pretty much perpendicular to the neck of the guitar. And also I'm using the sort of, I'm pressing really hard on sort of the back corner of this finger, not the front, and not this side of the finger. I'm definitely using the sort of the back corner of the finger. My thumb is really low and straight, okay? And also my elbow goes into my body to get this angle, this perpendicular angle, okay? So next is just to basically put the 3rd finger, the ring finger, on the 3rd fret on the D string. Actually, this is the 1, 2, 3, the 4th fret, sorry, from the capo, 4th fret on the D string. The pinky goes on the 4th fret on the G string, and the middle finger goes on the 1, 2, 3 frets from the capo on the B string, like that. And then the bar covers the 5th string 2nd fret, and also the bar will play the 2nd fret on the high E string. And you want the top of this pointer finger to mute this low E string. And I'm squeezing super hard. So I'm pressing really hard. You're gonna really feel the muscles in your thumb there, just really like squeezing. So that's the B minor bar chord. Here is how to play maybe like a kid chord is what guitar teachers call it. Kids chords are just like a beginner B minor. It's way easier. It's just you're gonna play about 3 strings. The pointer plays the 2nd fret on the high E. The middle finger will play the 3rd fret on the B string. And then the 3rd finger the ring finger will play the 4th fret on the G string. So alright, so that is like a substitute for the bar chord if the bar chord, you just can't get it to work out. Okay, the last chord we need to talk about is the how to embellish the C add 9 chord. Instead of playing these same notes with these 3 fingers, you just you gotta play them with these 3 fingers. So the pointer now goes on the C and mutes the D string. Alright, the middle finger plays this D or 3rd fret B string note, and the ring finger will play the high G there, or the 3rd fret E string. And So what that does is it frees up your pinky to come to the D string. This kind of embellishment happens a lot in this song. So this pinky is playing the 4th fret from the capo on the D string. And when the pinky plays, I am muting the G string underneath with the skin of the pinky. So the pinky is really doing two things. It's pressing down on this note, and it's muting the string below it. Sorry. Okay. Alright, now that we've got what I believe is all of the chords in the left hand out of the way, we talked about all that, we can get into the actual parts of the song and the strums, the rhythms. Alright, so that part, you know, Stranger Than Your Sympathy, the sort of the hook of the song, that progression to me is the most fun part of this to play. I really like the bass line going backwards, you know. You know, you might just practice that to start off if this is some of the first guitar playing you've ever done. But it's, you know, the ring finger and the pinky stay down on the B string and the E string like we talked about. And basically the strumming pattern is just you know, down up, 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 down up. Okay, the whole time. It will put some more beauty to it, but really, if you can just get used to that first, you know, down up for every chord. So down up for the C chord, down up for the G over B, down up for the you know, D sus4 over A chord, down up for the G. So strumming patterns are based on the beat. So if your beat is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, these downs and ups would then be like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so that's how musicians think about strumming. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, where if you're counting a number, it's a downstroke, and if you're saying and, it's an upstroke. So with that out of the way, we could go a little further and add groove by accenting beat 2 and beat 4 at first. It'll get even worse, but for now you could practice that. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, so we'll get to the bass notes in a second, but down up, I'm trying to sound like that, like down up, so basically soft, hard, soft. Alright, we can add bass notes to this groove. So you play that A string, or the 5th string, and basically when you play that bass note, that is a down stroke. So you're going like down, okay? So you're going down, up, and then this bass note, the B and the G over B, down, up. So, okay? It's really, really important to make sure that every time you stroke down, you don't stop, you know, right here or something. If the next hit is an up, you would need to be, your right hand would need to be over here so that you can come up, you know. Alright, so when you play that bass note, make sure you go through the note all the way down, you know, till here so that you can come up. So okay. I should also say one more thing about how to get these strums really fast. Your wrist and everything about the right arm needs to be extremely relaxed, first of all. And you almost want to like over exaggerate and be really loose, you know, like with your motions. You know, I'm moving a lot, like really far. I'm not trying to keep it controlled, like right here. I'm not playing scared, you know, like you really want to get a good sound, you gotta be just really bold and kind of downstroke really far, upstroke far, you know. You also want to hit the strings really, really lightly too. Like that should be where you live for the non-accented hits, just really light. Here's an accent. You know, and you just flick your wrist just a little harder for those accents. Those were ups right there. The next, you know, rhythmic thing that happens is we have to accent some upstrokes now. For this D over A chord, you still hit the bass note, but you accent the up right after the bass note. Okay? And it's only 3 hits on that chord, 1 and 2. So like bass, up, quiet down. So, and the next hit is a very loud upstroke on G. So you count it like this, 1 and 2 and, you know, 1, so 1 and 2 and. So far all together it sounds like. Okay, and then all we're gonna do is finish the measure, the 4-count measure. With down up, okay, on the G chords. So soft, soft, loud, soft. So all together then is let me do it again. What we can do now is just move on to the dark green chord progression and rhythm. So it's a different color because it's a slightly different strumming pattern going on here. So let me play it first. Okay, without the chords it would be. So let's get into these rhythms. It looks like the what happens during the G chord and the D over F sharp in this dark green progression. It looks like it's all the same. It's the same rhythm. So we'll just talk about it with the G chord. So it's down up, down up, down up, down up. So down up, down up, down up, down up. I think it's more like that, like down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, you know, like that. So something like that. So you want to be just really careful making your accented hits sound accented and making your quiet hits sound quiet. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, you know, that would be where the accents are, and you can see this pretty clearly, I think, in the you know, in the little strumming diagram with all the D's and U's. So here's where it gets weird. You would grab this kind of C add 9 with the pointer, middle, and third finger. Alright, so it's just a accented down. So down, a quiet up. So, and then you would put your pinky down and just go down, up, down really loud. So far it sounds like okay, and then basically what's coming up is a really loud upstroke, but you also have to take the pinky off right when you do that upstroke. So that's like this, down, up, you know. Alright, so wait, down, up, down, up, down, up. Oh yeah, so right after that is a quiet down, so, and then here's where things get weird. You're just gonna accent every up with the pinky down. So up, down, up, down, up. Okay, that's kind of weird. It's weird to talk about, but that's what the sound is, so. Then it's just back, you take the pinky off after that, and you go up, down, up, I think, really loud. So, yeah. Like that. So the whole measure really slow, 2 measures actually, is going to be, the regular, it starts with the regular C, so then put the pinky down, and then take it off, down, then back, pinky back down, but up strokes accented. And then take the pinky off and go up, down, up. So slowly. Let me try it again. Okay, so moving on to what looks like the blue strumming pattern. It's very similar to the red, the first part of the red strumming pattern, like this part. Just this rhythm, I believe, like a down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, but once you get to the C chord, it goes back to what we just talked about in the green strums, where they're accenting the ups a lot with the pinky down on that C chord. So what that would all sound like is basically just with the G chord, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, it's also different from the red strumming pattern because of how long you stay on every chord. The red strumming pattern changed really fast, like chord, chord, and this one's more like chord. Okay, so that's different about it too. So So for the G, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. For the D over F sharp, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Here's where it's going to get kind of different with the E minor 7 here. So down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, so it just looks like the third upstroke is accented, and in fact, every upstroke after that almost is going to be accented. So here's the E minor 7 to the C chord stuff in this blue part. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So it looks like the C chord actually changes during the E minor 7's measure right on that upstroke there, and I'm kind of faking it. I can't even really play that exactly like maybe what it should be, but so here's that part again. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and I'll try it again. Down, up. Okay, that is just something that you're gonna have to practice. But I think the chord diagrams are gonna really, and the strumming diagrams are just gonna really kind of show you exactly where to put every chord with every single strum, and should that strum be loud or soft. Okay, next we get to the part where he says everything's all wrong. That's the pink strums, okay, with a kind of just a totally different chord progression, but E minor to C to E minor to D to C. Oh yeah, you know, this is a cool part too. So okay, he's going back and forth between like the very straight rhythm, like, and basically gluing it to the up, down, up rhythm. So that sounds like, sorry, it sounds like down, up, 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 down, up. You would definitely want to practice exactly what I just did, you know, muting the strings and getting that groove going. So it looks like on the very last upstroke of the E minor chord you have to change to the C chord, and then you go back to E minor, and on the very last upstroke of that E minor measure you change to the D chord, but you don't stay on the D chord very long, and you change to the C chord in the middle of the last measure. So watch this. So here's E minor, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, C, up, down, up, and back to E minor, down, up, down, up, down, up. Oh, I messed up. Down, up, down, up, down, D. Okay. And once again, just match it up like the chord to the exact hit that it goes to in the strumming diagrams, and just work on it really slow, and you'll start to feel it. You'll start to just hear it and feel it the more you work on it. So when he says, "Where the hell did I think I was," or something, some lyric like that, it's basically it's still the pink strums, I guess. That same groove idea. It's just we have to talk about like the lick, okay? So basically he repeats E minor to C, but then he goes straight to a D chord right there. So it's down, up, down, up, down, down, C, up, down, up, D, down, up, down, up. So when he goes straight to the D chord instead of going back to the E minor, like the first half of the Pink progression, it's down, down, up, down, up. It's like, so you accent down, up, down, up, down, up. You accent that right there. So down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay? And then the lick is just to do this. You know, so kind of just a fun lick to throw in there. So I'm using my third finger and I'm playing the 4th fret on the G string, and I hit it 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, and then my pointer finger plays the 2nd fret on the G string 1 time, and then I play the open G string 1 time. So, sorry. You can make it sound a little more earthy or country if you like slide in fast though. Okay, so in the song you would go back to everything we just talked about. The red progression, back to the dark green progression, yep, back to the blue, and to the pink again. And then you would play, I think, the red progression 1 more time, or 2 more times. And then we finally get to the last part to talk about, which is the bridge, or the change part, however you want to think about it. But, the bridge, okay. What I think as far as a strumming pattern could be for this part is is to basically copy the first 2 measures of the dark green strums. So the one that sounded like this: down, up, 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 down, up. Like that. And that's why it's light green, because to me it's very similar to the green. But the good news for the bridge is, as far as the strumming pattern goes, it's probably like the easiest part of the song, because it's going to sound good to just stay with that strumming pattern. No crazy upstrokes or anything. So let me just play the bridge and show you that rhythm. So it'll go from the E minor 7 to the D over F sharp, to the G, to a plain old D chord. So back to E minor, D over F sharp, G, B minor, stay on B minor, C add 9, B minor, C add 9, down, down, up, down, down, up. And then you do the D thing with the lick. So like down, up, down, up, down, up, lick, 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 lick. And then it goes to the red again, this main riff or main strumming thing. So don't forget to check the Dropbox link in the description for a PDF or 2 on this song. There's chord diagrams, a song chart, and my attempt at showing the strumming with the colors and the accented downs and ups. If anyone has a question or wants more help with it, you can leave a comment under this video or send me an email. Thank you all.